Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome back to the Always a Queen platform. Thank you so much for being here with me. I see we already have some followers who are ready and waiting. And we already have a few people in the chat. Greetings, Queen Chris. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you to all of the silent listeners as well. And welcome back to another Sunday afternoon live broadcast. So, today is part two of our Self Love Sunday topic. Last week, um, we got started on this topic. I did part one of this topic last week. I did not get to complete all of the list of things that I had to share on that topic, and so I am back today with a part two. So today we are continuing our discussion around leveling up your self love, basically training yourself in the self love process. So, if there is anyone watching this video, whether you are watching live now or you are watching this um, recording on the Always a Queen platform, I want you to know that there is a part one to this. So you can go to the Always a Queen platform and look for the part one of this video so that you can have what I think was a very, very important foundation for this discussion. So we laid the foundation already for what we are going to be discussing today. And that was done last week, Sunday. So this is just going to be a continuation, a building on what was already said. So I think it's really crucial for anyone who did not catch last week's live, especially if you are someone who is really struggling with self love. Last week's conversation is really, really critical. So I encourage you to go back and watch that when you have a chance. Also, of course, you know I will encourage you to share this live because you may be here for yourself, but I'm sure you know other queens and kings too, because this is a conversation for everyone. I'm sure you know kings and queens who could really benefit from this conversation. This is a conversation for all the kings and queens who have been struggling with self love, even though they have listened to all the self help tapes and read all the self help books and watched all of the videos and done all the things, and nothing seems to work. That's what we want to get into here. And so, this is a super important conversation. So, I encourage you to share this live with anyone or everyone who you think could benefit from this. Okay. Greetings, Queen Saran, and greetings, Queen Monique. I haven't seen you for a while, Monique. Welcome, Queen. It's been a long time. Saran says that she loves the intro. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am my own tech person these days. So I'm working on all the little things, you know. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So before I get into this afternoon's conversation, um, oh, Monique, Mark decided to let you. Oh dear. Well, Monique, we are happy for you. We're very happy for you. So glad to have you here on the live today. So, Before I jump into today's discussion, I want to say that the Always a Queen, the Metamorphosis platform on Facebook is now participating in the Facebook Stars program. If you've never heard of the Stars program, it is basically Facebook providing a way for followers and supporters of platforms to support the content and the content creators of these platforms on Facebook. And so it is a way for the followers to say, look, I appreciate this content. This content is really contributing to my life in some way. I want to see more of this type of content on Facebook. It is a way for you to show your appreciation to the content creators like myself and the platform. And so Facebook has created this way for you to just say, hey, I love what I am seeing and I want to support the work that you are doing. And all you would need to do in order to do that is to send me stars while I am live on a broadcast. And so you would be able to send me stars by clicking on the star icon that it should be right next to the comment bar. Wherever you type your comments, there should be a star icon there. And each time that you send me a star, it will literally cost you 1 cent. You heard me correctly. 1 cent. Each star is worth 1 single cent. And so you could purchase 100 stars and that would be $1. And Facebook allows you to purchase a package of stars. You can purchase 100 stars. You can purchase 50 stars. You can purchase as many stars as you want. Okay. And that is simply you saying, look, I appreciate what I'm seeing on the Always a Queen platform, and I want to support the work that this platform is doing. Okay, so I'm thanking you in advance for your love and your support and for the stars that you will send me. I appreciate you in advance for them. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this conversation. All right, so now we're talking self love. Like I said, we laid the foundation last week. And so today I am just going to get straight into it. Um, and so today we're actually going to get into what you need to be doing precisely. Okay. Last week, I spoke about the foundational things like what are the obstacles that a lot of us are facing? Why is it that even though we've been doing all the things, that our self love is not where we think it should be? We are still having serious self love and self esteem issues, even though we've done this, that, and the other. All the advice that we have gotten, we have followed all of it, and still nothing. And I spoke to this last week, and the reason why many people are still struggling with self love issues, despite the fact that they've done all the things. And so that was the foundation that I laid last week, which is why I'm really encouraging you to watch last week's live if you did not catch it. It is a very, very important precursor to what I am going to speak about today. Okay, so now today we are going to start building on the foundation that was laid last week. Today, I am going to speak about exactly what you need to be doing on a daily basis to truly train your mind and level up your self love. Okay, so notice that when I said that just now, I said on a daily basis, things that you should be doing on a daily basis. I did not say that just for the sake of saying it. I said it because that is exactly what needs to happen. This is a daily process. You cannot train your self-love if you are only training once a week or twice a month or something along those lines. If it is not a consistent practice, you are going to have a problem. And I think this is one of the issues that many people have faced. Hello, husband. I see you. I think this is one of the issues that a lot of people have faced is that they are inconsistent in their self-love habits. And so that's the very first thing I want to say is that self-love requires that you have a regimen. Let me say that again. Self love requires that you have a regimen. Chris, Chris, I have to highlight this comment because you are cracking me up, sis. We just started. Why are you attacking me already? I'm sorry, sis. I am sorry. It's all love. It's all love. I'm doing it because I love you, sis. I have to do this because we have to get this self love thing right. We have to get it right, right? So bear with me, Chris. Bear with me, Queen. So self love has a regimen. It does. What is a regimen? A regimen, my friends, is a way of life. A regimen is a way of life. A regimen is a lifestyle. A regimen is not something that you do once in a blue moon or once in a while when the mood strikes you. That is not a regimen. A regimen is day to day to day. A regimen is a lifestyle. It's not a mood. And if it is a mood, then it has to be a permanent mood that you're in every single day. Self love is a regimen. Now, why do I say that self love is a regimen? I'm going to tell you why. It's a regimen because it's a goal that you have for yourself. You have the goal of truly loving yourself 100%. It is a goal that you have. It's a goal. You want to level up your self love to the point where you can truly say that you love yourself completely, fully, unconditionally. That is the level of love that you want to cultivate for yourself. And so that is a goal that you are trying to get to. And goals require regimen. I'm going to say that again. Goals require regimen. There is no such thing as a goal without a regimen to get you to that goal. I hope I am I'm making myself clear. Having the goal is not enough, is what I am trying to say. Having the goal is not enough. Listen, greetings, Irie sister, blessed love queen. Thank you for being here. So, I have a goal. I have a goal to have a washboard stomach, 6-pack abs. I have that goal. I have always had that goal. That has always been one of the goals of my life. And I don't want y'all laughing at me in this chat section today because this is serious. Like, I have a goal to have washboard abs. Listen, that has been one of my life goals. Do I have washboard abs? No, no, I don't. No, I do not. Mm-mm. What I have is something else. It's not washboard abs. It's I do not know what the name is for what I have, but I know it's not washboard abs. I have something else. I have the other thing that is not washboard abs. But it's my goal. I want to have that six pack. You know what I mean? It's a goal, but that's all it is, sis. That's all it is for me. It's a goal because do I actually do anything about that goal? Do I have a regimen that will get me to that goal? No, I do not. I don't do any sit ups. I don't do any abdominal exercises. I don't do anything. I just have the goal. Is the goal going to just happen unless I actually put together a regimen which I live with and live by on a daily basis? I mean, if I wanted to have those washboard abs, I could. I would just need to ensure that I cultivate a lifestyle that gets me those washboard abs. But I haven't done that. So it's just a goal. It's But having a goal is not enough. That's the point I'm trying to make. Having a goal is not enough. We all have goals in our heads that we want to accomplish with our lives one day, someday. But we have no regimen in place to actually get us to those goals. And so they remain what? Just goals, nothing else, right? So I see Saran. Saran, why you watching me like that, Saran? What is I am I feel some type of way about this comment because what you trying to say, Saran? I mean, you think I cannot have some washboard abs? I just need the regimen. You know what I'm saying? And I have no regimen. And so I will not have any washboard abs unless I have a regimen. The point is, the point is all goals require a regimen. All goals, even your self love goals, require a regimen. So the question is, what is your regimen to get you to this goal? That's the question. What is your regimen to get you to your self love goal? If you have no regimen, then your goal is just that. It's just a goal. You will never actually accomplish it. You will get nowhere because you have no regimen. And like I said a few minutes ago, a regimen is not a mood that you get into once in a while. A regimen is actually a lifestyle. It's a day to day to day to day lifestyle. It's how you live. That is what a regimen is. So if you have no regimen to get you to your goal, the likelihood of you getting to that goal is slim to none. So you need a regimen. So that's the first point I want to make. Okay? Now let's talk about what that regimen might look like. Let's talk regimen. Okay? Um y'all, do you see what Saran just posted in my chat? I'm watching and waiting like Bob Marley, and Bob Marley was waiting in vain, right? I have nothing to say, Saran. I'm just gonna move on past that. I'm moving on, Saran. I'm just gonna move right along. All right. So, um, let's move on. So we need a regimen. Okay? The next thing that I want to say is that you have got to be intentional about focusing on and highlighting your worth and your value. I want to say that again. You must be intentional. I mean, you're doing it on purpose. You are intentional about highlighting and focusing your attention on your worth, your value. You must be intentional. It cannot be a random thing that just occurs from time to time. You have to be intentional and consistent about this. And you have to do it because the world is not going to do it for you. And I addressed this last week, Sunday. So I'm not going to dig into that again because I spoke about that at length last week. Okay, so we addressed the fact that you cannot depend on the world to validate you. You need to be about the business of consistently and intentionally validating yourself rather than expecting it to come from some outside source that is going to be pouring into you, because often the source that you are waiting on to pour into you is doing the exact opposite. What it is doing instead of pouring into your cup is actually emptying your cup and leaving you empty. So you cannot depend on outside sources to fill your self love cup for you. You need to be actively doing this yourself every single day. And so you need to be focusing intentionally on your worth, your value as a person, especially for women. It is really hard, particularly for women. It's hard for everybody. Maybe that is not a fair statement to make, but I personally think that it is harder for women sometimes. Um, I think it is harder for women sometimes because being a woman in itself is already a struggle sometimes in this world. And when you pile self esteem and self love issues onto that, it's rough out here for women. And so this is a real struggle for the queens sometimes. The beauty standards that we are often subjected to and feel like we cannot measure up to, the societal standards for what a woman ought to do and accomplish in her life. She needs to be married, she needs to have children, she needs to have a certain waistline, she needs to, it's a lot. And a lot of women often feel like they're not measuring up to the standards that society and culture and family and social media and everybody tells them that is the standard for them to aspire to. They're just not making it. They're just not making the cut, as they say, and their self love and self esteem takes a real hit because of it. And so, all of that is why I say I think it's especially hard sometimes on a woman. I think a lot of the expectations that are placed on women are not necessarily placed on men, too, although the men do have their own struggles. They have some heavy expectations that are often placed on them as well, so they have their own kettle of fish to deal with. So it's a struggle for everybody. It's a struggle. Okay. But you need to be intentional about highlighting your value and your worth. And you need to be doing it consistently. Not once in a while, not when the mood strikes, but consistently. Okay? You need you need to start spending time actually thinking about yourself. Like spend time in deep thought about yourself. How often do you do that? It's a question I'd like to ask. And those of you who are brave enough to answer me, you can answer in the comment section. But how often do you actually sit down and spend some time in deep thought about your own self in the same way that you spend time in deep thought about other people? Because I know we do that. A lot of us do that. I guess what I really want to ask or know is, are you into yourself the way you are often into other people? You know what I mean by being into someone? Like you're really into somebody, meaning that you are investing a significant portion of your time, your energy into this person, whether it be via actions that you are engaged in, or the amount of time that you spend with them, or the amount of time you spend thinking about them. You are investing significant portions of energy into another human being because you're into them. You know what I mean by into them. And sometimes it might not even be somebody that you have met in person. Sometimes we're really into a celebrity, some famous person that we only see online. And we're into them. And so we are really heavily invested in supporting this person's work, whatever it is they're doing. We buy whatever they're selling. We spend hours watching them online. We are, thinking about them. That is what I am talking about when I say you're into someone. The question is, are you into yourself the way you're into other people? Because you need to be into yourself the way you're into others. Something for you to contemplate. How into yourself are you? Are you into yourself at all? How much time do you spend just literally sitting down in deep thought about yourself? Is this something that you do? That's a serious question. Are you into yourself the way you're into other people? Sometimes we're into our partner, we're into our husbands, our spouses, we're into our children, we're into whoever and whatever, and we're not into ourselves. So, are you into yourself? And if your answer is no, then you need to change that. You need to get into yourself. You need to be into you the way you are into other people. That's a big deal. You need to spend time sitting down in serious, deep thought, investing time and energy and thought into you. How much of this are you doing? And if you're not doing it at all, then now is a good time to start, because this is exactly where your self love regimen is going to begin. This spending time being into you, thinking about you, who you are, what you want, Why are you here? What is your vision for your life? What is your purpose? What are your attributes that you really love? What are your abilities? What are your capacities? What are your gifts? What are your skills? What are your talents? What is your worth? What is your price? How awesome are you? Do you spend time thinking about this? And if you don't, you need to. Because this, my friend, is the foundation of your self love. This is the foundation of your capacity to completely and totally fall in love with yourself in the way that you fall in love with another person. You know, when you're falling in love with another human being, you see all of the most beautiful things about that person. You see all the things they're good at. You see all their abilities, their capacities, all of the wonderful things. And you may notice their flaws too, but you love them through the flaws, even because whatever is good and wonderful and wholesome about them outweighs whatever flaws they have. And you just fall for them. This is how I need you to love yourself. And how can you get to know yourself deeply and fully in that way so that you can truly say you're really into yourself if you're not spending that time in deep thought about yourself and your life and your goals and your vision and your purpose for your own life? I mean, I don't know another way to put this. Let me see what's happening in the comment section. Uh, I see we have a question here from Chris. I tend to ask myself if I would like myself if I wasn't me. Ah, I like that. Would I think I'm a good person? I like that very much. I think that is a good place to start with this deep thought that I'm talking about. It's a very introspective type of question. It is a question that forces you to take a long, hard, thoughtful look at yourself. I love that, Chris. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. All right. Um, so focus on yourself, okay? And I want to say that one of the reasons why many of us struggle to speak to our self-worth and to our value is because there is a lack of this intentional focus on self that I am speaking about. I have encountered a lot of people, especially women. Most of my work is with women. Um, and you ask them to highlight all of the great attributes of other people in their lives, their husbands, their partners, their children, other friends, colleagues, whoever. And you ask them to highlight the attributes, the positive qualities of other people, and they are on the ball. They're ready. They can hit you with a list. They're this, they're that, they're the other, they're the other. They know what all the things are that they love about other people. And then you turn the question and you say, can you tell me now? What are all of the beautiful, amazing, positive qualities that you can list about yourself? And they they go quiet. They go quiet. They struggle. It is a legitimate struggle. for a lot of them to sit down and just spit out a long list of qualities, beautiful, positive qualities about themselves. They can do it about other people, but not about themselves. That is a problem. That's a problem. That speaks to a lack of introspection and time spent just focusing on oneself in deep thought. It's not selfish. This is not being egocentric or selfish. This is you doing something that is fundamental and healthy, and that is critical to your ability to love yourself fully. Okay? Now, I like to encourage people who are trying to cultivate self love to use daily declarations. Daily declarations of self love, of self worth, of value over themselves. I think it is very important. You can call them daily affirmations, you can call them daily declarations, same thing. Often, people come back and they say, I have used some daily affirmations and I feel like it's not working for me. And there are times when daily declarations and daily affirmations don't work. And that is because there is some foundational work that needs to happen in order for those daily declarations and daily affirmations to work for you. I spoke about this last week, so we're not going to get into that. But I just want to once again reiterate the importance of going back and listening to last week's live, because it's really going to help to put together, to piece together some of what I will say today. So let's talk about daily declarations and daily affirmations. These are really important. The first reason why these are really important is because words are powerful. Words are energy. I believe there is a verse somewhere in the Bible, I think it's in the Bible, that says that there is literally life and death in the tongue. If that does not make a statement as to how powerful words are, I don't know what does. Words are powerful. Words are energy being sent out into the universe. Words can create self fulfilling prophecies over your life. Self fulfilling prophecies are a thing, meaning that you speak it repeatedly over yourself and it begins to manifest. It is a thing. And so, this is the first reason why daily declarations of self love and value and self worth are so important. They are critical. And so I want to encourage you to incorporate this into your daily regimen. Daily declarations. This is you filling up your own cup every day. Because remember, again, that you cannot wait for outside sources to fill your cup. You have got to do it for yourself. Daily declarations is how this is done. Speaking over yourself every single day. But hear this, and this is a big part of why declarations and affirmations sometimes don't work for people, right? Pull your chair up close because this is important. This is very important. One of the main reasons why these declarations and affirmations often don't work is because you don't believe it. You don't believe what you're saying. Just giving you a moment to let that sink in. You do not truly believe what you are saying. And like I said, I spoke more about this last week. Go back and watch last week's live when you get a chance. But your affirmations and your declarations do not take effect if you don't believe what you are saying is actually true of you. You begin to really feel the impact of powerful daily declarations when you begin to believe it with all of your heart. Really believe it, right? You have the greatest access to your spirit. Nobody has access to your spirit as much as you do. You have greatest access to your spirit and what is deposited there. You can receive or reject anything that is spoken over you based on what you believe to be true about yourself. This boils right back down to what you believe to be true about you. This is the foundation that is required for any of this to work. What do you believe to be true about you? And so repeating 100 affirmations will not do anything unless you believe these things to be true about you. You've got to believe it. Listen, self-love is about what you believe about you. It's not about what somebody else or the rest of the world believes about you. I have heard many times, I've heard people say that somebody's self-esteem is high because other people keep celebrating them and other people keep clapping for them and other people keep telling them how awesome and fantastic and beautiful they are. And so because other people keep pouring into them, they have high self-love and high self-esteem. It's a lie. It's a lie. Listen to me closely. The reason why they benefit from the applause of others, from the words that others speak, is because they believe it. You see, if everybody was applauding and telling them how fantastic and how beautiful and how gifted and how talented they are, their self-esteem would never move if they don't truly believe it. It all boils right back down to what you believe about yourself. This is why you have some celebrities who everybody loves, like people are literally falling at their feet. People would do anything just to touch one of these celebrities because as far as they are concerned, this celebrity is everything. They're the most beautiful person on the planet. They're the most talented person on the planet. But then you hear the same celebrity saying that they have self-love and self-esteem issues, even though everybody loves them. Why? Because they don't believe it. It's all about what you believe. Somebody could be telling you that you're beautiful day in and day out. If you don't believe it, your self-esteem is going nowhere. Nowhere. So the question comes back. What do you believe to be true about yourself? What do you believe? Think about this. And so all the declarations that you say over your life will be of no effect. They will have zero impact if you don't really believe what you're saying is true. And if you are struggling to believe that any good thing is true about you, this is a sign that there is trauma to be healed. Let me repeat that again because that is very important. If you are struggling, if you realize, if you listen to this and you come to realize that, hey, the reason why I have been struggling with self love, even though I'm doing all the things that they tell me to do, I'm saying the affirmations, I'm writing in my journal, I'm doing all the things, and I am still struggling. What is wrong with me? If you are that person and you're sitting here and you're like, I think my problem is that I don't really believe that I am worthy. I think that is my problem. It's not that I'm not doing all the things, it's that I don't really believe that I am worth it. I don't truly believe that I am a valuable human being. I don't truly believe that I am beautiful. I don't truly believe that I am gifted and talented and worthy. If that is you, then that is a sign that there is some trauma going on in the background that you need to check. What is the trauma? That it could be anything. I don't know it could be an issue that comes back from your childhood, maybe the way you were raised, maybe poor parenting or lack of parenting, or maybe trauma from a previous romantic relationship, or maybe trauma from being bullied in school, or maybe trauma from abandonment. I mean, I could go on and on. Whatever it is, if you are struggling or if you are coming into the recognition that your problem is you don't really believe that you're worthy, you don't really believe that you are a worthy human being, like you're not a person of worth and value, and you realize that you don't truly believe that, like you see yourself somehow as inferior, then you need to ask yourself why. Is it because of some abuse that you have suffered, that you somehow feel like your worth as a human being has been undermined, that you have somehow been devalued or something? What is it? Why don't you believe that you are worthy of full, complete, unconditional love? Why? What is it? What's going on in your subconscious mind that is making you think that you are somehow an inferior human? Is it because somebody told you this? Is it because somebody took advantage of you and abused you? Were you sexually assaulted? Were you violated in some way? What is it? Do you have abandonment or attachment issues? Are you suffering from any kind of PTSD because of a terrible situation that you escaped from? What is it? And I am literally pulling things out of the air in this moment because it could be anything. I don't know what your life looks like, but you do. Ask yourself these questions. What is my trauma? What is my trauma? What trauma am I living with that I may not even be aware that I am living with? And let me tell you something. Let me be completely transparent. None of us, not even me, none of us have lived lives that are completely void of trauma. None of us. I too have had to heal from significant trauma in my life. Significant. And I have spoken about this on here before. You know that I'm very transparent about things that I have gone through. I have had to heal from serious trauma in my life. I have made some very, very bad choices and very detrimental decisions over the course of my life because my decisions for a long time were being informed by my traumas that I had not worked on and healed from. As a matter of fact, there was a period in my life where I was in complete denial about my traumas. Like I was swearing up and down that I had no trauma, that I was fine. I was in deep denial about what had happened to me in my childhood. Deep denial. It was not until the day that I acknowledged that I was not okay and started doing the work to fix it. And from there, my life just went totally uphill. It was like I was just spiraling and it's like a tire just turning in mud and you're not moving and you're just stuck. And I made a decision one day to acknowledge my traumas. I embraced it. I could open my mouth and admit I have traumas. This is what happened to me as a child, and I have trauma. And I am now a grown woman, I'm an adult, and my traumas are still informing my life, and my decisions are showing it, and the quality of my life is showing it, and all of my relationship is showing it. It was just trauma, left, right, and center. It was everywhere. And my traumas were preventing me from truly believing that I was the queen that I am. I did not yet come into a queen conscious mindset. Because all women are queens, it's just that some of them don't know it yet. All women are queens, but a lot of them don't know it yet. That queen conscious mindset comes when you begin to truly understand your value and you believe it, like you really believe it. And that will only happen when you heal from all the traumas that you have walking around with. You have to dig it all out and heal it, acknowledge it, and heal it and free yourself. And suddenly, and I mean it, suddenly, your eyes just open up and you recognize the worth and the value that is looking back at you in the mirror. All of a sudden, you're like, well, hello, queen. Hello. Where have you been all of my life? Like this is what it's like boom. It is a game changer. Greetings, Queen Carol. Thank you for joining in. Um, it's truly, truly just a game changer. So, all right, all of that was that was a heavy bag that I just dropped there. So let's start winding down. Let's start winding down now. Okay. So the last point that I want to make here, last point is this, is that when you are on a self love journey and you are doing the work to heal all the traumas and truly see yourself as the queen that you are or the king that you are, like your real value suddenly hits you in the face for the first time, one of the things that you are going to notice is that self love is futuristic. Self love is futuristic. Self love does not dwell on the past. Self love is very futuristic. Why is self love futuristic? Self love is futuristic because when you truly understand your value, when you truly come into just the royalty that you are, right? It gives you the capacity to define your future as an individual because you understand your worth and your value on your own, outside of other people. This is one of the things that stands in the way of self love for many of us. We are incapable of defining ourselves outside of other human beings. You ask persons to define themselves, to say who they are, and to also define what their future looks like. And it is always tied to somebody else. It's tied to the husband, it's tied to the wife, it's tied to the job, it's tied to the children, it's tied to other people. Can you define your future as an individual? Do you have this capacity? Because a lot of people don't. Have you ever sat down and actually defined what your future looks like as an individual, not as a wife, not as a mother, not as an employee or an employer, as an individual? Is this something that you have done? And can you do this? Can you define what your life as an individual would look like? Can you envision it? A lot of people struggle with this. But when you come into a full, complete self love, it gives you that capacity because self love is futuristic. Self love gives you it, like it gives you a pair of glasses that allows you to be able to project what your life looks like, but individually, just you, not tied to another human. It's like you suddenly become aware of the fact that with or without all the people, you are fine. That you on your own, you are enough. That you will be okay on your own in the absence of all of the people that you think you need in order to survive. And this is not to say that you don't love your spouse or your children or the other people. Of course, we love them. And of course, we want them to be a part of our lives. But a true sense of self love helps you to you exist in a space where you understand that you are more than able to move into the future confidently and powerfully, even if you have to do it alone. There are a lot of people who cannot fathom this. Like you strip them of all of the people, strip them of all the co-stars that they have in their lives, and they're just like they lost. They're like, me on my own, I can't. I am not enough on my own. Like I need these supporting actors in order for my life to truly be worth the salt. You know what I mean? And this ought not to be. Self love, like I said just now, it gives you a pair of glasses that helps you to be able to see yourself as an individual, but not just any random individual. You come into a clear, full awareness of the power that you hold all by yourself. You're just powerful, just you, without anybody having to add anything. You alone are a whole movement all by yourself. Self love helps you to see this like you have never seen it before. And you are able to just have a futuristic mindset. You can see where your life is going, what your purpose is, what the path is that you want to follow. You understand clearly what your business is here in this world. You understand clearly, you know your assignment. And I know that that's a thing now. Everybody said, do you understand the assignment? You will understand clearly what your assignment is here in this world because we all have one. What is your purpose here? Okay. Sandra says, I am good on my own. Listen, sis, we all need to be. We all need to be able to say what Sandra just said in the chat section. I am good on my own. My life is full of people that love me and support me and encourage me and motivate me, and I am grateful for them. But if they all were gone, I'm good on my own. Can you truly say this? Self love positions you to be able to say this and really believe it. Okay? Greetings, Queen Valerie. I see you. Thank you for joining in. I think I want to highlight this. COVID helped me. I have spent a lot of time on my own. So there are a couple of good things that have come out of this pandemic. There are a couple of good things that have come out of this pandemic. Here's an example, right? And there are good things that come out of a storm. Sometimes storms don't come to destroy us. This is a phrase that I see all the time, and I think it is so true. Storms don't always come to destroy us. Sometimes storms come just to move things around, to clean out the space, and to help to just kind of reorient us. Help us to begin to focus on what's really important. And perhaps COVID did that for many of us. Okay. Um, I see my husband is telling me to keep pouring power into the queens. That's what's up. I will never stop. That is my business. That is what's up. I understand my assignment. I understand my assignment. All right. So Sandra says, say it, sister. Lots of people in my life left me at my lowest time. I had to shake off the dust and love myself. Sandra? I couldn't say it any better than this. What Sandra just said. Like I was saying just now, sometimes storms don't come to destroy. Sometimes storms come just to shake things up and reorient us and help us to see what truly matters. All right? And Sandra, more power to you and stay up, Queen. Stay up. Sending you lots of positive energies. All right? So, self love is futuristic, right? Self love helps you to know who you are, see what the vision is for your life, see it clearly, know where you're going, understand your purpose, understand your assignment. Self love positions you to be able to truly live the purpose driven life that you were put here to live, right? And here's another thing that self love does for you. When you are in this futuristic mindset that self love will put you in, and you are focused on pouring into yourself, fulfilling your purpose in this life, following the assignment that the Creator has given you, doing the work that was given to your hands specifically to do here in this world, when you are busy pouring into yourself and being about your business, listen, it is that is when you are most able to see clearly when someone is standing in your way. Let me see if I can put that differently. A lot of us cannot see when someone is an impediment in our lives. A lot of us cannot recognize, like we don't have sufficient vision and awareness to recognize when someone has come into our lives and they are not actually moving you towards your purpose, but rather they are doing the exact opposite and they have become an impediment. They have caused you to stagnate. Like your life just comes to a complete grinding halt because you are now exchanging energies with this person. And sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes other people looking on can see it and you cannot see it because you are immersed in the situation. Let me tell you something. Self love gives you such clear vision, right? Listen to me. When you are truly in a space of full self love, your vision where it comes to people impeding your path to purpose becomes 2020. You can spot them from around the corner. And the reason for this is because you are now so clear, like you are crystal clear as to the direction that you want your life to go. Because remember, self love is futuristic. You have a vision that is clearer than it has ever been in your life for the direction that you want your life to go in. You have a path that is clear that you want to take your life in. That is clear. You understand what your purpose is in this life. You understand your assignment and you are about that business. And when that is clear to you, it will be just as clear when somebody is coming in and impeding that. You will be able to tell right away. Nobody will have to point it out to you. You will know if somebody is impeding you on the path to purpose in your life. You will know right away because you will have that level of awareness and vision and insight. into yourself and what you are supposed to be doing with your life. So nobody will be able to come in and and block you as you are moving in your purpose. The purpose for which the creator put you here, by the way. And somebody is coming in and impeding you as you are on the path to purpose. Right away, you will know. Because you will right away recognize that your purpose is being thwarted by this individual, this other human, whoever they may be. And you will understand that purpose trumps everything because that is the reason that the Creator put you here. So if you're not fulfilling the purpose for which the Creator put you here, what exactly are you doing here? Are you just here taking up space or what? You just here just to eat, sleep, die, and then move on? What happened to the purpose for which you were put here? And who trumps the Creator? Who? If nobody trumps the Creator, then nobody can trump the purpose for which you were created because you are the creation. I mean, listen, I don't know how else to put this. And so your vision will be clear when you are in a space of true, full self-love. It's hard for anybody to come into your life and act the fool because you will be your vision will be laser sharp and you will be able to recognize, to peep that immediately and be like, no, it's a no for me. Put an X on that. Just no. This is not the one. Bye. That's going to be you. And it is a capacity that a lot of people lack right now. They lack this ability, especially women, because their self love game is not strong enough. Self love is not where it needs to be. So people just come up in your life and just act a fool. And you'll be like, how come I didn't know this? Because the foundation, which is self love, was not laid. This is the reason why they say you have to love yourself first before you can try to love other people. It is your preparation for being in interaction with other human beings. Your preparation for being in interaction with other human beings is the nature of the quality of the relationship that you have with yourself. That's really where it all starts. The relationship you have with yourself, what you truly believe about yourself, that is what prepares you to be in healthy interactions with other humans. Okay. All right. That's all I'm gonna. I mean, I could say more things. I could. This is obviously a topic that we could just keep going and going on. But this is where I am going to leave it for today. We're going to stop right here and we're going to wrap this live up right here. But I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to go back and listen to last week's live. If you did not catch last week, go back and listen to part 1 of this. And 2, implement these things into your life. If you need more help, if you need to go speak with a therapist, speak with a counselor, if you have trauma that is standing in your way of fully loving yourself because you just don't believe that you are worthy because of the things that have happened to you, get that help. Get the help you need. Don't drag your feet any longer. Reach out to somebody who can help you and get the help you need. Do it for you. Do it for the generations that will come from you because they will also benefit because traumatized parents raise traumatized children. Be the cycle breaker. Be the one who says, this runs in my family, but this is where it runs out because I will not pass this trauma on to my children or their children. Be the one who steps out and says, I will heal and I will do this, not just for myself, but for my children and my children's children and my children's children's children. All the generations that come from you will benefit from the work that you do on yourself. So when you heal yourself, you're healing so many other women down the line, so many other men down the line. This is sacred work. Get into it, queens. Get into it, kings. All right. So this is where I will leave you for today. I want to thank you for being here with me. Thank you for your continued support of the Always a Queen platform. I truly appreciate you. Thank you to those of you who sent me stars today. And in case there's anyone who does not understand what the STARS program is all about, it is it's basically a program that Facebook created to give followers and supporters of the various platforms an opportunity to support the content creators like myself. If you really appreciate the work that we are doing and you want to support the work, Stars is an easy way to do that. So while we are live, you can purchase stars. Each star costs 1 cent, literally 1 cent. And it is a way that you can actually invest in and pour into the work that content creators who have platforms on Facebook are doing. Okay. And so I appreciate those of you who sent me stars today. Thank you so very much. I love you. I appreciate your support. Thank you to those of you who have been interacting with me in the chat section. And thank you to all of the silent listeners, because there are always so many silent listeners. There are people who are listening. They don't say anything, but they're listening. And I appreciate you as well. And thank you to the people who are going to be watching this recording at some later date. Take advantage of these recordings. Go back and listen to them. You can download them. You can share them. Let's empower as many people as we possibly can. This is my way of helping to heal the world. All right. So help me heal the world by sharing these discussions that we have. All right. So we will leave it here for tonight. I leave you all with love and light as usual. And remember to be a beautiful week. Bye.